I've tried to call my mom like 2 or 3 times, so that's not gonna work. It really is unreachable at a certain point. What if she's drinking? I don't know, maybe she's sleeping something. Or that's just the way she is. I asked her and she said, well, I'm probably walking the dog or taking a nap. And it's like, okay. I think it's just like she likes to make up shit. Like she fully relaxes by ignoring my phone calls. It probably gives her some kind of sadistic pleasure. It's like, oh, my son is calling. He might be trapped under a boulder. Time to enjoy another pitch of my restful slumber. And I don't think that's true. And so this is the strange little area of the psychopathic sort of disorders. It's like they don't really not love you. They just don't get around to showing you that they love you in the way that you want. And you might think, well, people have different, all kind of like that's just like normal, mothers, fathers. I don't always understand blah 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 blah. But it's like a different level. And there's people like I'm really happy that's how you can think about things with your mom and dad, but with probably my siblings too, it's like it's a different level. So unfortunately, you do err on the side of being a bit suspicious, perhaps paranoid, or you worry. I mean, there's so many days when I can't hold them. It's normal not to get a hold of my mom. Yeah, you always kind of want to accept like it's destiny. If you're meant to get a hold of her, you will. And just assume the best and don't worry. But you do worry, and you wish that she would worry more about making sure that she was available. You could call her within the span of an hour or so, just to check on her and tell her that you're okay. But alas, that's not the case. But it's been a good day. It's been a shock-free day. Well, at the beginning, it was like, I'm hoping, like, really, tomorrow, like, in my life, I love, taking every opportunity to grow. And it's like a shock-free life. Just, that's it. No more shocks. I am shock-free. Yay, yay, yay. No more shocks for me. Like maybe I'm done for a while. Maybe that's it. Maybe those are the concussions of some birth into a now an inordinately blessed life where money will flow in like the many tributaries of the gates of paradise. I should return to many little redoubts of my childhood, and it shall be returned to me many times fold, like a compounded bank account of pure quicksilver humanity, as it should be. And all that is great and good and dream and true shall be renewed in my mother's smiles, that she should have had more of them, and my father's peace, that he should have more of it. And it should pass from me to them, and from them to me, and I shall find in their first breath, in their first labors, the answer to every problem which they have passed to me through their shocks, the many shocks, the heartache and the many shocks that flesh is heir to. Notice that Shakespeare himself calls it shock. He doesn't call it depression, he doesn't call it mental imbalances, he doesn't call it schizophrenia or psychopathy. He's calling it shocks, the many shocks that flesh is heir to. This is a Genesis story. It's where everything comes from. The many shocks that flesh is heir to. All flesh from the beginning. As though this is normal, right? The many shocks that flesh is heir to. There we go. See, we find a word, we find a biblical or Shakespearean proportion to its usage or the lack thereof. People don't talk about shock, but every human disease is related to it. Not just stress. They'll say, oh yeah, okay, disease. No, shock. Oh my goodness. The sun is like it's between two nipples. I will call that sun between two nipples. I have nothing to name, so I will name the sun between two nipples. Oh my God. It's so amazing. Oh yeah. I love between two nipples. She's so beautiful. I should call that girl at the gas store between two nipples because I feel like that's exactly where I want my penis to be. All right, okay. Between two nipples. Oh, that's it. I am done between two nipples. You have earned your name. You may go now, like the deer. I'm holding my staff. I call it the raven staff. And it just has been sitting beautifully against that tree for like 3 days. And now it's looking at me and saying, take me, take me. It's like, I'm going to have to walk all the way home with a stick. It's like, you can do it. Besides, you're having a hard day. No, I'm not. Yes, Landon, you always have a hard day. For you, every day is a hard day. And yet you hardly ever get an erection. How ironic. I need to make something erect. I need to erect something. I need an erecticet. When I'm rich, I'll get all the erecticets I want. And I live in a beautiful house with a fish pond outside, bushes all around so that no one can get in, with thorns and bloody poisonous plants and ivy, lots of ivy. And the grass will never have to be mowed. And I will sit in different places in the garden, and I will piss and urinate in the wind in the morning, and walk on my bare feet and sit and look under a rock and find a wonderful little journal and write little thoughts in it like, hey, this is to you in the future. Did you finally find that maiden's virgin rump? Did you finally have that roast so that Jesus could sing with getting a little back? Come on, baby got back. Like, did I really write this? My God, I must have been intoxicated, haven't I? What if my children find this? Wait, there's another entry. Daddy, I think you might be disgusting. Oh, shit. There's another entry. Just kidding. This is your wife. Oh, no. I'm standing right behind you. With a warm apple pie. I think we need to start fresh. What if you had a wife that no matter what you did wrong, she would give you apple pie and ice cream? What if she gave you apple pie and ice cream every time that she found you to make her so irate? What if she made you apple pie and ice cream 'cause you didn't understand that a lady needed to be treated the proper way? Your daddy didn't show you and your mommy no. You had to learn by yourself as you tried to grow. Your home was the safest place you knew, but it had a kind of magic that made you blue. You walked in the park and you hung up trees. You sang your little songs to the wind and the breeze. Hey ho, hey, hey, hey ho. I see the horns in the moon, hey ho. I say the cows are moving, compassionate people. It gives me food, keeps me moving like a man who hears the spirit of a gift when he can. It feels the spirit of the flesh and blood of your people coursing through his blood and giving him a chance to sing a little song that'll make the world feel swell. I just want to make the world to feel like a Super Bowl commercial. The way we know, and deep in our hearts, where we're watching the game with our private parts. We want to feel like that magic drink, or that celebrity boob that fell out of her dink. I've gotta know for sure which way she goes. I gotta tell my children whether to stroke. I don't think this is appropriate, but it's Super Bowl and everything is permitted on the stages of the Warriors at play. Their salaries are so obscene, I think they're turning gay. Instead of hiking the ball, he mounts the guy in front. Football in the future is really very blunt. The sun that sets, the snake that moves, the undercurrent as I lose something I never really had. I made so many sounds, I felt so many pains. I gave it all to the motherland. I knew in ways that nature gave me through all the wilds, east to west. My voice from first, my mother's breath, the mother tongue that even heaven hears. You speak to those who have crossed over, they'll speak back through years. The spirits of our people like the trees, their flesh and blood is moving like the stars through the trees. And the sounds that move upon our lips, and the murmurs in the day, and the quiet fears and the sadness tries the truth and strength that way. Oh, the fears that move in the center of our minds, the strength of mighty bears and whales, and everything that tries. But no, a clash, a crash, a distant thimble, thunder, a storm. Something has gone wrong with this great journeyman. Something has gone wrong with the celestial machinery. Some evil has entered in, and our people are thrown upon many mighty curses. They move among viperous suggestions, whose very pressures steal their breath, their labors even now, as though from their mother's first waters. And they do not touch the fruits of the earth, but forbid themselves even the hunger that must lead them back to the woods and the wilds. They must test nerves that should move about this world and feel like many kindred grasses, and see like many bugs and flies, and swim the many seas and oceans of air and wastes of steel and stone, and surf it out exactly what it wants with our flesh and bone, and sound something forth that all the world's defects can barely hear, but that they stop and move everywhere that that sound can be heard away from it, like darkness moves away from the day. And we must make those sounds, and we must almost make those sounds. And the druids of the worlds make those sounds, and the whales and the birds and the crickets and the frogs make those sounds, because we purify at celestial levels. Our emotions are wonderful and pleasant and deep, and they do move and stir and undertake great currents of creation when we are not inclined to see some wonderful new birth, some wonderful new freedom or release from suffering, but that we purify the many scales of hurt that loose themselves upon the earth, and we stop our ears, if not to their nature, then to their degree. And here we trespass upon our weakest, and we drive even great people to such weakness as they may find new strength, and that we can be lonely or vulnerable or isolated or scared, though we have trod a very strange and otherworldly path. Yet these paths shall find their way as surely as the rays of the sun shall find the million springs of celestial desire in these, even these grasses. And no man has a thought that does not find that spring. That no tear falls that does not find some dew that falls upon the earth and settles upon a blade of grass that some child may step upon one day and find some little mirth upon the wind. Because there is something so electronic and so powerful about all that comes together in our birth, and all that comes together between men and women, and all that comes together in the great, powerful strength and force of all that springs from the earth. That sex does not really do it any justice. It just says yes to all that is good and great, and all that is modest and true, and all that preserves what is sweetest and kindest and best about ourselves. And every self around us is strange and new to this world as we are from day to day. As new as a baby the day we were born, and we still need that level of care. We still need a touch of magic in our days. We all do. We never cease to need it. The world just stopped giving it to us, like a well that dried up. And it is a drought that finds the ironic twist of a great river of sadness moving through our lives. And it must be acknowledged, like the many thousand shocks that flesh is heir to, or just a shock that has a mind of its own that moves in a way that allows us to kind of look at how human minds work in groups. Because we can follow the violence, we can watch the body language, right? We can feel people and things. There's nothing so informative or traumatizing to me than being in a group of people aimed at some wonderful purpose in life, suitably modest, but ambitious enough to be worth your while. Not just for yourself, but for potentially everyone else on earth. And what a wonderful idea. You know, what a vision. You know, and aren't we thankful for those who take the time to provide such visions for us? But I guess if I am a truly wicked man in these lands, is I don't find those visions very useful anymore. I feel like maybe one day I should create my own vision. Right now I call it a philosophy. And it's just like a way of seeing. It just acknowledges what people are all capable of to some extent, precisely because we can be hurt. And precisely because I can enumerate some of those hurts by the degree of violence that I have learned to study. That subjected to it though we may all be, not everyone forgets, not everyone finds a way to deal with it. I don't drink, but I met a man today who lives by himself. And, my mom, he said, like, he was talking about his dog, and he said, go to the co-op, and everybody knows Tyler. And then he corrected himself, because that was his, and he said, or Asker. Asker was his dog, who was quite nimble. But why? And that's cool, the owner's name. My mom said, he said, that's because she's cuter. And she said, and she followed up by saying, and I thought of, I just kind of like tricked me a little bit. Oh, shoot. An unfortunate use of words. Sweet smelling air. And then said, dogs are really cute. We love them. They're so beautiful. All that. And I thought, yeah. Tyler has feelings too. If you were a woman, would you ever say that your dog is cuter than you? Think about it. If he was female. Right? If you were female and you had a dog, and we were talking about how cute your dog is, and it's just a wonderful, meet, cute kind of, hey, this is me, I have a dog, I love my dog, this is my life. Pretty special, right? And you say, like, people might know my dog's name a bit better than mine, and someone says, well, it's because she's cuter than you are. But I don't mean anything bad by that. And it's like, if it was a female, you would never do that. You would say, well, this is where, like, when you meet fat women, you don't treat them like they're not beautiful. Because frankly, what do you really need from any woman? A fat woman is a relief. Because, you think that she's less likely to want anything from you. She's obviously in very great supply of everything she needs. She's like a walking pantry, Here's a steak. I had it last night. And I would be fascinated to see a coffee table book of fat women and what they eat every day, because I think sometimes really they're a little delusional, like 3 steaks for breakfast with 8 eggs, a light meal. I think they live in a world where they have kind of like gender dysphoria. They have food dysphoria. They don't realize what they're eating, how much they're eating of it. That they're not really exerting enough calories to really warrant eating that much food. They're basically eating food to deal with the fatigue from digesting all the food they're eating. It's like they're really just basically eating food to give them more energy to digest the food they've already eaten. When you listen to how much a fat woman or a fat man can eat and sit down. When I was a child, I went to this little boy's house, and he was already very big, and he still is. And the plate of spaghetti they put on my plate, it was basically 3 times what I would eat at home. 3 times, at least 3 times. And I was like 10 years old. It was like, that's a lot of fucking food, man. I could hardly handle it. I'm just like, it's like, I love garlic bread, put some garlic bread on the table, and I'll eat every fucking piece. I can't stay away from that shit. I'm like a golden retriever at that point. I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. I don't know, is anyone else there just get fucking horny over garlic bread? I can't eat enough of it. I'm not even I'm not a fat person, I'm not a carb freak or anything, but garlic bread just gets me right in the heart. With some spaghetti and meat sauce, I'm like, fuck. Just give me a bucket of that and just leave me alone. I just want to eat it like an animal. I don't want to be polite. I want to take 2 pieces of garlic bread at the same time and just rub it around my face. Like a pussy. Lick it from crevice to crack. Sunset Lanes. 678 13 21 3, which is the number of the sun. Dun, diddle, Moosehead Breweries. Moose is the symbol of sex and self-esteem, which I don't think I associate with alcohol. Think of brew, think of liver poisoning, think of ruination, irritation, anger, violence, brew, war, angry people. Some food. Here comes a bus. This will be the first time in weeks I probably don't give it the middle finger in my own little gentry way. Daddy, daddy, daddy. I like to see their green ass going away from me. Whew. Where is the metal in the middle? Where is the copper in the moon? Where is the copper in the moon? I say, where is all that copper in the moon? Where is the copper in my father's hair as the moon comes down on his face so fair? Where is the copper in my father's hair? So we got the setting sun, and we've got the highway, we've got the little birdies, we've got the Raven Stick, and we've got a 20-minute walk. Let's see what we can do. We are going home. There's a yellow car. I like the color yellow. There is yellow in everything. There's yellow in Smitty's Family Restaurant. There's going to be yellow curly fries when I get home. Put into the oven, salted to taste. And I'm going to eat them. Yep. Well, I've had a lot of protein today, so... Got a fair amount of exercise coming out here, actually. Sushi Ichi is open. Oh, isn't that interesting? Sushi Ichi is open. Oh wow, I could have some sushi. Jesus. Yeah. That sounds right up my alley. They're open. They're actually open. Oh, let's get some sushi. To go. That'd be good. Absolutely. If they're open, I'm open. Let's do it. What a wonderful surprise. Takeout is right up my street, motherfucker. You are speaking my motherfucking language. Hey there. Right. I'm gonna get some sushi if I can.
Sure. Right?
Yeah, I have a good general idea.
Okay.
Hi. It's nice to see you open.
For takeout, but we're open. Okay, what can I get for you?
Something in middle of the name where you can get like the salmon just laying on top of the rice roll.
Nigiri.
Okay, nigiri. Thank you, nigiri. I'd like a salmon version of that, if possible.
Okay, now they come individual like that. So
Okay, so maybe 6 of those.
6 pieces of salmon.
I should know that by now. It's the second time I've ordered that. Yeah, 6 pieces of nigiri.
Okay.
Thank
Is
you.
that everything for you?
Yes, thanks.
Your name, please?
Landon, L-A-N.
D-O-N.
D-O-N, thanks.
And chopsticks for one?
Yes, please.
It'll just be a few minutes.
All right, I'll just wait outside.
Sure, thank you.
Nice. So, we got sushi here. Really nice. Wow. What a garden. What a beautiful place. Little bunny there. Doesn't even see me. I love it. Just laissez-faire. You know how they have the bourgeoisie and the proletariat? They should have the laissez-faire. I am part of the laissez-faire. I am neither bourgeoisie nor proletariat. I am a rich man, I am a poor man, I am an imaginative man, I'm a man with vision. I just don't know what it is yet. Nigiri, I think she said, right? Nigiri. A fat woman, stout, with huge pendulous breasts. You know, you could get a bit of Tupperware for, you know, a 1 pound cake, and it would one of her breasts would fit in each one, like a dough for like several pizzas. You know, she could, if only she'd probably wish that she could take them off at night and put them in Tupperware in the fridge, and they would kind of firm up. She could put them back on. It's pretty gross. Smitty. Isn't the Smitty kind of like Smithy? Smitty would be someone who works in the Smithy. Maybe. I asked him if I could just sit out here and eat. They might say, oh, you need a vaccination card. I love that they're open. Yeah. Such a big few minutes, so. Some dresses. Pretty cool symbol. a circle like a C, like I said, like the letter 3, like the sun. And then it's got like a cross with a swirl, like a number 9, which is like 3 threes. And the cross has 3 more remaining joints. And then there's 3 pieces of wood and partitions. And they've got the number 3 really put in there. Sushi, ichi, Japanese restaurant. Sushi. I think su means the sea or water. Water food, maybe? Waterfowl? Water fish? Very nice. I've had sushi here before. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm Oh.
For yours, and
Yes.
as soon as it's ready, I'll
Okay.
hand it out the patio door to you. How's that?
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Because he's working on it right now. It'll just
Lovely.
be. There you go.
Yes. Okay, good. Yes. Good.
Oh, that might be it. Thank you.
Am I doing this
Oh,
right?
it's up here.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't doing it right.
There we
Good.
go.
Gotta pay attention.
They're all different. If they could make
Yeah.
them all the same.
Well, I will be back here, so now I know. Yeah, because I've been waiting to have your sushi for a while. I walk by here all the time, like, oh, they're open.
Oh yeah, in the afternoon.
It looks amazing. I can't wait to taste it.
Takeout, but it's good. Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Good.
there
See you
you
again.
go. Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good evening.
You too. $20. It's like twice as much as I'd pay, but it's worth it. Do you think they get happier when you give them a bigger tip? Women always like a big tip. They should have a t-shirt that says that. Women like a big tip. Women like a big tip. Me, women, we like big tip. I want your sirloin tip. I don't want your sirloin tip. I want to give your lips a slip. I won't want to touch your fanny pack until I know that you're very clean. I don't want to touch your fanny pack until I've met your mother. I need to speak to your mother to see if you're crazy. If she flirts with me, and that's happened to me, I think I'm gonna go a little crazy. I've had a woman's mother flirt with me. It's really incredibly sick. I wouldn't want to go anywhere in their world with my little bitty 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 dick. I don't want to take my dickie to a place like that. It doesn't feel good. It's not where I want to go. I'd rather put a stick in my... Oh, look, I left my staff there in sushi. That's okay. I don't mind. It was quite I'll go back there the next time I get sushi. It'll probably still be there. Hey. The ravens. Oh, smells good. smells good. Oh, I don't mind. I left my stick there. It may still be there if I go there tomorrow. This is like perfect to have some sushi. These people struck me as a... Those people stopped talking as soon as they started walking by. It's funny. Oh, I just need to have my sushi covered. I don't need any of this crap. Just put that away. She didn't put any soy sauce in it. Oh, it's probably in there. Probably in here. Beautiful. Quite good. Oh, that's amazing. I feel like a blue heron. Oh, that's my protein for the night. Nice. Amazing. I just had sushi on the go. That was great. Oh, it makes leaving my Raven stick there all the more pleasant. It was such a natural environment. Yeah. I'm gonna go home and make some French fries. found the soy sauce. It's like being in a marathon and someone handing you salmon sushi for $20. It's like, that's pretty good. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's a good deal. Rice, salmon, it's there for you. Actually, boom, boom, boom. This guy knows what he's doing. This guy's got some serious, alpha male vibes in his sushi. I think that's what it is. It's not just the sushi, it's who makes it for you. The character of the man goes into the sushi. If he's a samurai, you get fed by a samurai. I want to be fed by a samurai. I think this guy's a samurai. I think that guy that makes burgers down the road, I think he's pretty good at that too. Cheeseburgers. I think there's a home in my head. I have a home in my head. That's it. I have a home in my head. I'm going to write something about having a home in my head. I have a home in my head. That's it. I have a home in my head. Should that be the title of a book? I have a home in my head. Or just a home in my head. Forget the other word. A home in my head. Oh, so good to be home. 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 Oh, look at that. I was thinking about those two people, those two fat white people, and how like a little bit of their energy was a bit disintegrating. I think it was. And I tripped on my left foot, which is the man energy. And I don't know who was telling who some sort of weird thing. And it was doctor, and you go by people, and if their energy gets peaked, you'll suddenly hear someone laughing. Girls will titter, men will laugh louder. Something is just like peaked. Huh? I'm just a girl in the world, and I don't know how to be. I'm just a girl in the world, and I don't know what is free. I'm just a girl. I see faces in the trees like ancient men whose wisdom were mine own. I feel the twisting of the stars and the writhing in my bone. The spring of blood and water in the lips of mine own fair. The dearest mother in my mind, my father's mind beyond repair. Sorry, that wasn't quite right. I must repair to my father's mind. My father's mind and my mind really made for very creepy discussions. It was just like, it just was creepy. It was just like, how many creepy discussions can we have? It's like, Dad, you creep me out, But, I've learned that when you have two psychopathic parents, two psychopaths working whatever they're working, it's very hard to pin anybody down. They're basically each other's alibi, each other's nemesis, each other's muse. Their minds are forming upon each other's minds in predatory, scathing, survivalist ways. And how can you know who is who and what's what? This is like the worst theater of the damned you've ever seen. And it's now become your mug. Maybe because you chose it, maybe because you made a bad choice, maybe because you just followed a series of thoughts that led to something worse than chronic masturbation. A kind of blindness to human denial. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, my body's saying, wow, that salmon's pretty good. Oh, the works. I really like this one. we go. Oh man, I'm looking forward to those chips. Oh man. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'm almost done. Oh my god, that sushi was so good. It was worth every dollar. Every fucking dollar, man. Jesus. Still hungry, but still good though. Oh, squirrel. Nice. I love the smell of soy sauce. Yeah, squirrel. Oh, God. Oh. Let's try calling my mom again. This food was